Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's cold, windy day here in Ohio, and I want to come out in the woods and play around with the knife and show you a couple things I've been messing with. What I brought with me today is LT Wright Genesis. This is in 3V, my car to handle, and I don't know, there's LT Wright knives. They make some really exceptional blades, I think, for what I would call probably a mid-production knife. It's not. It's what I call kind of like a mid-tech knife. It's kind of custom. It's also kind of mass-produced, but their shop does such an excellent job with these blades. They truly are bushcrafting knives, outdoorsman's knives you would really feel confident taking in the woods and you know, risking your life with them. I know there's been quite a few participants on a loan that's used LT Wright knives, so a lot of guys who are kind of big in the, you know, in the knife world, they really swear by these things, and I have to agree that the craftsmanship on these things is pretty amazing. So what I want to do is just kind of mess with this a little bit today. Of course, start a fire and kind of put it through its paces. This is what I would consider kind of a Kephart style blade. It's got that, you know, straight spine and then a slight drop point to it. It has a nice tip to it, but if you can see right there, it's really a stout tip, so it's nothing that's going to bust on you if you jam it in the wood and you know, tweak it too much. I think it's going to hold up pretty well. Of course, it has a sharpened spine, and that's nice for striking a ferro rod and also making scrapings. And you know, it's very comfortable in the hand. It fills up the hand nicely. So let's start messing with this thing, shall we? So I found this dead standing. I sawed it down into a manageable piece that I can play with a little bit, and I got more of it here. And then we're going to set up one of my stoves and see if we can get some dinner going, or some coffee at least. You know, just like all these LT Wright knives, they're just screaming sharp from the factory. Now, I bought this one, or traded it, I should say. Traded it, bought it secondhand on the market. It's not brand spanking new, so someone else has used it a little bit, which is fine. So what I want to do is I just want to clear off this this bark and see what I got for dry wood underneath. So I don't have a hatchet or an axe, so I'm going to have to baton this to get this split into something manageable. Now, if you're an anti-baton kind of person, that's fine. I'm not advocating that this is what you have to do. This is what I like to do, and if you think I'm stupid for doing it, that's fine. I don't, you know, really don't care. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta hike your own hike, and this is what I do. This is what I've been taught and learned, and I've saw a lot of people that I respect do it. So to me, it's always it's a good indication of how a knife performs. It's a task that I want my knives to be able to do in a pinch. If they cannot, then they're not that valuable to me as a belt knife, not as a folder, but as a belt knife. So my belt knives, for bushcraft and general woods bumming, I want it to be able to do some batoning. It doesn't have to be anything excessive, but I should be able to split this wood into some manageable pieces for my stove, and that's how I'm going to get dry wood, because right now the woods are very wet. It's been raining, it's been sunny, it's been hot, it's been cold, it's snowed. We just had like every kinds of weather this week in Ohio, and as we always do at this time of year. So anything on the ground is marginal, and you really have to be selective about what you're going to pick up. And what I have out here is a lot of hardwoods. I don't have hardly any pine that I can find. I looked around, I couldn't find a tree close by. So we're going to go with this. 10 to 1, this is probably maple, which that's what I usually have to work with. Doesn't always feather or split nice and straight. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of a hassle, but usually it works. Take that one down a little bit more. Now, if you're new to bushcrafting and getting out the woods and doing wood prep and stuff for a fire, I would suggest checking out Iowa Woodsman's channel. Terry Barney is a really decent guy. I've known him a few years and had the privilege of camping with him, and of course learned quite a bit from him. He's a great instructor, so if you want to learn about fire prep, he is the guy to go check out on YouTube. He just really shows better than I can the different ways of prepping wood and getting it ready for a fire. Really windy today. I think we're going to do a little cheating. Gonna gonna use a little fire starter today. See that? So with that wind, even with that wind coming down, it blew it out. Today's gonna be a challenge, I think. Here, let's do this. Let's make a little candle. I love trying different fire starting methods in different conditions because you never know how things are going to react. So it's good to try everything in your kit. Sometimes I do fire steel, sometimes I do matches, sometimes I do butane lighter, sometimes it's all natural tinder, sometimes it's man-made tinder. Not sure how I like this opening on the stove. It is tiny. Plenty of room in that 3V pack. A little hitchhiker. No, no, oh, no, that ain't gonna do. You're not going in my pack. You son of a gun. Where are you at? Get out of my pack. Oh, now it's on me. Where'd it go? I just had these patches made up, and I got them in, and I'm having Velcro sewn on the back of them as we speak. So shortly here, in probably another, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks or so, I should have those back and have those available. Now these are going to come in with the Velcro backing, and then also I'm going to sell them without Velcro backing, so you can do whatever you want with them. So if you want to sew them or put your own on, they're really nicely done. It turned out really well. I'm happy with them. So if you're interested in those, let me know. I think you can drop me a private message. You can always check out the blog site at prepared-wanderer.com, and I'll put some info in there for ordering patches. I'm not going to charge a whole bunch for them. I want to keep them economical for everybody in case they do want them. I think they're pretty cool. I love putting them on my gear and stuff, and they look so good. They turned out really well. I'm very happy with them. Knife did really well today. I mean, I didn't really expect it not to. You know, sometimes I struggle with figuring out what am I supposed to do for a test to show a knife. I mean, either it cuts or it doesn't cut. Either it holds an edge or it doesn't hold an edge. And you know, I'm real confident with LT Wright knives. I don't think you're going to find a better mid-production knife on the market today for the price. I mean, these things are just really well done. Now, you're probably wondering, if you do follow the channel, you're like, well, didn't you have an unboxing video on the LT Wright knives Lagom, which is put up by Leicester River Bushcraft in Ben's Backwoods? Yes, I did do an unboxing, and no, I did not keep that knife. And the reason being I didn't keep it is because the handle, well, it's a smaller knife. It's, you know, it's a it's under 4-inch blade, and it was just a little too small for me and for my hands, and I wanted something just a little bigger and beefier, and I've been looking at LT Wright knives to replace that Lagom with, because I wanted one of his knives, and this is what I came up with, was the Genesis, and I'm very happy with it. Just playing with it in the woods today, it's performed very well. Of course, a lot more use needs to be done with it to make sure it's gonna do well, but yeah, I'm not worried about it.